crunchy snow, sparkles. Whew, I told you this would be fun, Jen.
Yeah, this is great, Jamie. But when you said skiing, I thought maybe you meant, you know, sweet little chalets.
Oh, don't worry, Jen. We will be at the road soon, okay? Oh, we should have been there half an hour ago.
You are telling me that we're lost?
No, not exactly lost. Maybe my geocam compass isn't working because of the cold or something.
Everything is cold, Jamie. I don't know how the birds do it. What are you doing? Fly south!
Oh! That's it, Jennifer. I forgot about this. I have an as the crow flies compass, right? Kind of gives us the most direct route to where we're going, like a bird would fly. So all I have to do is open the compass, put out the antenna directly, and we should be there in no time.
In this episode of CG Kids, we part the snowdrifts of Algonquin Park, Ontario's oldest provincial park.
We explore the park with 13-year-old Sarah Gunter, The True Winter Way by Dog Sled. Plus, we try a little wolf howling.
In Jade's geology, I check out some amazing minerals of the world, and then I grow some of my own.
We also uncover the mineral capital of Canada, Bancroft, Ontario. Winter camping, dog sledding, and much more on this episode of CG Kids.
Canadian Geographic Kids.
Are we lost?
Oh, don't worry, Jen. We're not far. We just have to go over this Canadian Shield Ridge thing. And then we're just gonna go through about 3 kilometers of white pine forest. And then we'll be to the main road.
Well, we could just follow the sign.
Or we can just follow the sign.
You're right. This is definitely cool, Jamie.
Yeah, it just gives you a bird's eye perspective, huh? It's like...
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, no.
We are going to explore one of Ontario's largest and most beautiful parks, Algonquin Park. Now, this provincial park covers over 7,725 square kilometers of the province.
Now, Algonquin Park has over 100 kilometers of cross-country ski trails, 1,500 kilometers of canoe routes, and it was established over 100 years ago as a wildlife sanctuary. And this has gone to protect all sorts of wild animals and the headwaters of 5 major rivers flowing through the park. Algonquin Provincial Park is located in the eastern section of Ontario. It's about 2.5 hours from Canada's capital, Ottawa.
The park has hundreds of rivers, lakes, streams, and amazing forests. Algonquin sits on an ancient rock area known as the Canadian Shield, which gives the park its diverse environment of maple tree-covered hills, spruce bogs, rocky ridges, and tons of little lakes.
Every summer, 300,000 people come to the park to camp, hike, or canoe, but it's pretty amazing in the winter, too.
And we're gonna hook up with 13-year-old Sarah Gunter, whose family specializes in checking out the park by dog sled.
We heard the dogs long before we found Sarah and her mom Lillian. They lead dog sledding tours throughout the park with Algonquin Way Tours, and they share their home with 15 huskies.
This must be pretty cool, though, to be able to hang out with these dogs all the time. And
yeah, it is. It's like awesome. Sarah doesn't get the job of cleaning up all the time, so.
Cleaning up what?
Everything.
You don't have to feed them?
No, that's what she does.
Oh, really?
That was a good deal, eh?
Nice deal.
Yeah.
You just get to come out and pet them all.
Yeah.
I get to do the fun stuff.
Take her friends.
So we're Sarah's friends. Does that mean that we get to
You
do
guys
it too?
get to go.
Yeah. Can we meet some of the dogs?
Sure.
Sure.
That's Bella.
That's
Hi, Bella.
Yes.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a Siberian.
Siberian Husky.
Yes.
Wow.
What you doing, Bella?
Bella, Bella.
This is Martin.
He was named after a famous racer, Martin Bouzet.
Hello, Martin. No, you don't want to? Moose.
Big moose dog. Moose and Martin actually are brothers.
And they're all Huskies? Or are they all a certain
Huskies.
breed
All
of Husky?
Huskies, yes.
All of them are Siberian Huskies except for Timber back there. He's the only Alaskan that's here right now. This is Ellie.
Ellie.
Come on.
Come, Ellie.
Ellie.
She's spayed and
She's really, she
she's
can
about
be shy.
10 years old, but she's a
good dog.
lead dog, which means that she's kind of the brains behind the operation. That's what the lead dogs do.
It's time to load the dogs in the truck so we can head to the trail.
Okay. So basically what we're going to do is you just kind of get them under the collar.
Okay.
And then under the groin area, kind of. And then he's going to go whoop in. Just like that. So if you want to just keep bringing me dogs, that's wonderful.
Sarah's truck can comfortably transport 16 dogs, but we're gonna take 12. We have to be careful not to put the boy dogs together in the same compartment because, like most families, they won't get along during the ride.
After driving into the heart of the park, we unload and harness the dogs, so we're ready. Well, almost. Just a little lesson in steering.
Now the most important feature on your sled is the brake. When you're going too fast, like you're out of control, just put one foot on the brake and say easy. Okay? You guys got that?
Okay.
Easy.
To the dogs.
Yeah.
Easy.
Not to yourself, to remind yourself. Easy.
And when like your guide stops, put both feet on the brake and say whoa, and then your dogs will stop.
If we want to turn right and left, how do we do that?
Okay, right's G and left's ha. So you just say to your lead dogs, G for right and for left, ha. It's just that simple.
So they know?
Good commanding voice. Ha! Gee!
And the dogs, they like this. They seem pretty excited about it.
Oh, they are. You should see when we set them, like when we get them going.
Well, let's get them going.
Yeah.
You ready?
Siberian Huskies have tons of strength and energy, and so does Timber.
Come on, Timber. Come on, Ellie. Hey, 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 pick it up.
They're originally from, where else? Siberia.
Come on.
And were bred by the Chukchi people of northeastern Siberia to pull loaded sleds for long distances, and also to herd reindeer. These dogs like being together on a team, and so does Sarah. She loves the dogs as much as she loves the sledding. We stopped near a frozen river, and while the dogs and Jamie rest, Sarah and I are going to look for winter wildlife.
Lazy bones. Whatever.
Okay. See you later.
Are there all different kinds of wild animals out here?
Yeah, there's some moose, some birds.
How can we find a moose?
The tracks.
The
Look at
tracks?
The tracks.
What kind of... Hey! There's
Look at
some
those
tracks.
ridiculous tracks.
They don't even lead anywhere.
Oh,
I'm tired.
I know.
I can see
I
why
don't know what
Jamie totally decided to
I know,
relax.
eh?
Hello?
What was that?
Where's it coming from?
Where?
Look!
What is it?
I don't know. Eldon? What are you doing?
I was just going for a walk looking for some squirrels, and then I took a nap.
Why would you have a nap? It's the middle of winter.
Well, it's exhausting, these shows, and very uncomfortable. And besides, I'm gonna catch up as soon as I get my 4 squirrels.
Squirrels?
Yeah,
For what?
my squirrel sleigh. You see, the squirrel sled is very, very quick.
A squirrel sled.
Yeah, you could go up
that's
trees and
interesting.
everything, okay, kid?
You better be nice to me. We saved you.
No, you didn't. I was taking a nap, okay?
Fine. Well,
Okay.
you take another nap, and I think Sarah and I are gonna go play with the dogs. Good luck with your squirrel.
That's just fine with me. Hey, little squirrel. Hey, little squirrel.
geography time.
And the question is, what is dendrochronology?
Dendrochronology?
And it's not the study of some new itchy scalp syndrome.
Chronology.
And it's not the long, sordid history of your grandmother's teeth.
Denture chronology?
Don't pack it in before we give you the answer.
Algonquin is home to 30 different types of reptiles and amphibians, 45 different mammals, and 267 species of birds, give or take a few.
Although some of these animals hibernate for the winter, a lot are still hanging out in the park looking for food.
And we're looking for Rick Stronks, who's the chief park naturalist here at Algonquin, and he's gonna teach us about winter survival for animals.
And we are going winter camping.
Rick decided that the best way for us to check out the park is by snowshoe.
The use of snowshoes was popular among the early Algonquian First Nations people, and they made the most amazing shoes using deer, caribou, and moose hide. Snowshoes were as common in the winter as canoes in the summer.
Okay, I brought you here today because I think there's a pretty good chance that we're going to see gray jays here. Gray jays is one of the birds that we commonly see here in the winter, and they're actually quite tame. So if you're interested, we might be able to feed them.
I would love to do
okay,
that.
Here. You're gonna have to stand very still, and maybe they'll come right down to your hand.
Wow! Whoa. I didn't even get to see him. I was afraid to move.
Gray jays, one of the things that they do that's so interesting is that they store food. So starting in the fall and all through the winter, they're storing food in hundreds and hundreds of places. And then throughout the winter, they go back and find these pieces of stored food and eat them. That's why they become so friendly, because they're looking for some handouts.
Here he comes. My arm is getting sore.
They're looking to take this food. They're not going to eat it. They're going to put it in their mouth, mix it with their saliva, and then go hide it between a piece of bark or something like that in a tree.
Yay!
So maybe if we just try up here.
Rick is taking us to see if we can have a close encounter with another winter resident of the area. Algonquin Park is home to around 200 wolves, but in this heavily forested park, it's pretty tough to spot one of these shy, timid animals.
So we're gonna try talking to them instead. Well, howling to them, that is.
Why do wolves howl?
Well, we think there's at least a couple of reasons why wolves howl. It's a form of communication, and it's a form of communication to say, this is our territory, this is our pack, we're here, this is our area, you're not welcome. The second reason seems to be there's a form of communication within the pack, and wolves seem to be able to identify themselves within that pack. So howling is a way to say, here I am, where are you?
So is there a trick to how we howl?
Well, there are some tricks, and I can show you some of it. It doesn't have to be very sophisticated, though. It seems like a good, long, deep howl is about the best thing you can do. And if they don't respond to a single howl, we'll do a little group howl. Sometimes they respond to that. So what we can do is we can try to imitate the pack.
Okay.
I'll start, and when I'm halfway through mine, you guys go in, and then I'll go down. You guys keep going, and then I'll do a second one, and it just makes it sound like a pack.
Like a round.
That's right. Okay, you ready? I'll start. Oh!
They're not listening.
It's been a pretty cool day in the park, and now Rick is showing us where we can do some winter camping.
Okay, this is it. This is where you can stay tonight. This is one of our yurts.
A yurt?
Yeah, it's a yurt. It's a semi-permanent tent. You can see it's a tent-like structure, so it's on a hard platform. And if you want to come inside, you'll see you'll be quite comfortable. You've got beds, you've got heat.
Wow. This is cool.
So where did the name yurt come from?
I think yurt originally is it's a term used for semi-permanent tent in places like Mongolia.
So, Rick, how do people go to the bathroom?
Ah, okay. Well, we have a new comfort station, which is a heated comfort station. So you'll be very comfortable there.
Comfort station.
So, if you think you guys are all set, I'll leave you and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, Rick.
Good
Thanks. Night. Bye. Do we have any food?
Oh, I hope so.
There's something in my bed, Jamie!
What is it, Jen?
Hey! You get out of my bed!
Alden!
Get somewhere else!
Go find your own bed.
No, you!
You! Okay, guys, you remember the triviography question? What is dendrochronology?
Dendrochronology is the study of tree ring growth to show the history of the tree and the surrounding environment.
A tree grows a new ring on its trunk and branches from what's called the cambium layer between the old wood and bark every year. Scientists are able to study the information from the size and spacing of the tree rings to identify climate changes, pollution effects, and whether the tree needs more water. Scientists have even been able to use dendrochronology to predict future climate patterns. About an hour outside of Algonquin in a town called Bancroft, the mineral capital of Canada. The old shield rocks here have been exposed to volcanic eruptions, glacial movements, heat, pressure, all sorts of stuff.
And what these processes do is they create an amazing variety of minerals. So want to go check out some specimens?
Rock on!
Well, I don't know. Chris said he'd meet us on a pile of rocks.
Well, I don't see a pile of rocks anywhere. Chris?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Chris. How's it going? Good to see you. Good. Hey.
So where's this pile of rocks we were...
The pile of rock? You were on it. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, we've had a bit of snow. You might not have noticed it.
So, what is this pile of rocks?
There's a pile of rock that was quarried from about 15 minutes east of town. They brought it into town and put it on the railroad to take it down to the United States. But in the 1930s, the states stuck up some tariffs, which made it too expensive for them to ship it any further. So they just left it here.
And you can find stuff in the rocks sometimes?
That's what's nice, is that they've done the hard work getting it out of the ground, and we can search through the pile and look for some interesting minerals. We're going to see some blue sodalite, yellow cancronite, some mica. Even if we're lucky, we might find some zircons and apatite.
Zircons and apatite.
So can we maybe find it under the snow, even though there's...
We could give it a shot.
Good. This may be a great place for rockhounds in the summer, but in the winter, the neighboring Bancroft Mineral Museum seems like a good place to check out.
So what makes a mineral and not a rock?
Rocks are made up of minerals. Minerals are the building blocks of the rocks that we see around us.
And what would signify a mineral?
It's the furthest you can physically break down a rock with a hammer. You can break it down to its individual mineral components, but then when you come down to the minerals, you'd have to chemically separate those to the different elements.
So then, when you get a mineral, what's that? That's made of elements?
That's right, it's made up of different chemical elements. We've got calcium, we've got phosphorus, and we have oxygen. It's just like baking a cake. Whether you're making cookies, cakes, or bread, you're often using flour, shortening, and sugar, but in different amounts, under different temperatures.
And is it true that some of them glow in the dark, or is that just
That's
a fib?
very true, yes. Fluorescent minerals.
So these are the rocks that glow?
Yeah, they don't look like anything now, but what we'll do maybe is turn on the ultraviolet light.
Why do they glow?
When we're putting the ultraviolet light on them, that is adding energy to the atoms which make up the minerals. It excites the atoms. And when that happens, those excited atoms give off energy in the form of fluorescence.
That's amazing.
Quite spectacular.
That disco.
Hey, I'm outside the Ontario Science Centre where I'm standing in the middle of a mineral display. Don't see anything? It's all around me. All this snow and ice are minerals. Minerals are solid, inorganic, naturally occurring substances. They have a certain chemical composition and are crystalline, which means that they contain tiny particles known as atoms that arrange themselves in pretty amazing patterns. Water is not a mineral, but when it freezes, it becomes one because its water molecules join together to form crystals or snowflakes. It's kind of hard to understand, so let's check out some other minerals. When most of us think of minerals, we think of rocks. But a rock isn't exactly a mineral. Instead, it's often made up of many different types of minerals altogether. If you look close at this rock, you can see that it contains tiny grains of different minerals, such as feldspar, biotite, and quartz. And here are some of the same minerals, only a lot larger. Minerals have chemical elements that assemble together and grow into a specific mineral. Depending on the conditions around them, minerals can grow huge or remain tiny. There are around 4,000 different types of minerals in the world. Let's try growing our own crystals. Here's a mineral that we actually put on our French fries. It's called halite, and it's created when seawater evaporates. We're more familiar with its cube-shaped crystals known as salt. I'm gonna dissolve salt in this hot water and take it back to its original state. By dissolving the salt, I'm breaking apart its chemical elements. Now I'm gonna put this salt water into this tray. Think of my sponges as being rock or earth that the mineral will grow on. The tiny atoms in the salt don't like being apart. They would rather grow together. So as the heat from this lamp helps evaporate the water, these atoms join together and grow into crystals. So now the salt's returning back to its solid state, like this halite. Just in time too, because my fries are starting to get cold.
A fantastic fact about Algonquin Park is that in 1951, a pilot was looking at some aerial photos of the park when he noticed a perfectly circular shape near the boundary with the town of Brent. It was discovered to be a 2.9-kilometer round meteorite crater, the result of a meteorite striking the Earth some 450 million years ago. It was named the Brent Crater and is one of the most studied meteorite craters in the world.
Jamie, where have you been? We have to get out of here.
Well, don't worry about it, Jen. Thanks to my As the Crow Flies compass on my geocam, we're gonna have the perfect way to get out of here.
How?
We're going to luge our way out of here.
Luge? I love the luge. Last one to the luge is a loser.
Just let yourself go and steer